When the Cage Opened, written by me. I never thought about how privileged I am to be born in the United States of America. This is what I realized in March 2025, but the truth began long before that, long before the hummingbird learned to speak. My name is Elma. I'm 15 years old. My parents are immigrants who came from different cultures and religious backgrounds. They taught me way before that all people are equally the same. We differ only by our dreams and how we treat each other. That was the sentence that lived in my house like the rule of nature. My childhood was not quiet. I was raised with the background noise of the Syrian Revolution, then Civil War. I grew up watching my parents sit in front of the TV, some days hopeful, some days whispering praise for peace. I learned that innocent people pay the price for the world's worst decisions. They say war happens because of gas, oil, and money, but to me, it was the kids losing their ability to see, losing their ability to walk, and their futures. Nothing could ever pay the price for that suffering. This is why I decided I wanted to become a writer, so I can capture the whole scene, not just the destruction, but the strength of the dreamers like my parents who stood their ground and chose a new homeland. Well, that was before March 2025, before thousands of extremists stormed the western coast of Syria, where many of my parents' families and childhood friends still lived, abusing, slaughtering, and even killing children and people who had an Alawite background. My parents tried to hide the news from me, but I saw them break in a way I've never seen before. Their hands shook, their voices cracked, their eyes were full of memories they thought would already survive once. They checked their phones every few minutes, waiting for the messages that did not come fast enough. Then, the devastating news arrived. The extremists showed up at my grandparents' home. They pushed open the door like they owned the place. They put a gun to my uncle's head while my grandmother went to get proof of him being a certified medical doctor. My grandmother was crying and sobbing and begging them to please not harm my uncle. He was honored in medical school, see? They spat on my grandmother because she wasn't wearing a hijab. After they saw my grandfather's Qur'ans all around the house, they backed off and left. The thought of someone treating them like this, with their soft-spoken, gentle, always in a good mood, it sent something sharp into me and my family's hearts. My mother cried silently, the kind of crying adults do when they carry too much for too long. But that night, something strange happened. I walked into my room, and as I looked up, I noticed a small golden cage, and on the top of it, a tiny emerald hummingbird, a gift from my grandmother when I was a baby. It was meant to be symbolic, a reminder of freedom and hope, even during struggle. But I never expected what came next. As the news whispered terrible things from my living room, I slept and the hummingbird fluttered its wings and spoke. "Please, let me out," it said, "but only when you tell me a story." I stared at it, unsure if I was dreaming. "Why my story?" I whispered. "Because," it answered, "you don't realize your own power yet. Stories are how pain turns into light." I sat down on my bed, knees pulled to my chest, and started telling the hummingbird everything. How I never thought about the privilege I had growing up safe, how my parents taught me kindness, and how the war shaped my background of my childhood, and how March 2025 shattered something in all of us. Like many Syrians for years, then all the Alawite community and many minorities in 2025. And lastly, how seeing my parents break for their homeland shattered something in me too. When I finished, the hummingbird chirped softly, "Don't you feel better?" "Yes." "You see," it whispered, "stories free us." Then the cage door swung open on its own. The hummingbird flew out, not away, just around the room, tracing little circles of green light. And in that glowing whirl of its wings, I realized something. I didn't just want to be a writer, I needed to be one. Because someone must tell the whole truth, not halves of it. Someone must turn pain into words that the world can't ignore. Someone has to speak up for those who are silenced or maybe forgotten. And maybe, just maybe, that someone is me. When I woke up the next day, the smell of my mom's coffee infused the whole house. She said, "It is a beautiful sunny morning, Alma. Wake up. You will be late for school."